Welcome to another episode of Creative Subconscious Podcast. Today, I'm excited to welcome Polina Osho, who's an artist and surface pattern designer who's based in Spain. Polina creates vibrant floral patterns for textiles, paper, and various other mediums, including knitting, books, and packaging. Her clients include Marks and Spencer's, Penguin Random House, Lush, and Old Navy, among others. Polina believes that everyone can draw, which is why she's continuously working on educational projects for creatives. You're welcome to join her drawing club, courses, or workshops where you can expand your creativity and really get hands-on creative activity. What I was so excited and grateful for is the chance to speak to Polina about connections between personal growth and creativity and how creative practices can impact in a really quick and efficient way our self-confidence, get in touch with the inner critic, and create growth from a very different perspective. So without further ado, here's the episode. Hi, Polina. Thank you for coming. Really excited to speak to you about your journeys, about your creative process. You as an artist, you as a teacher, you as a mentor, you as an author of many different creativity courses where people tap into their creative processes and create amazing things as well. There's actually like hands-on art making material there. So thank you for coming here.
Thank you so much. Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me to be there. It's my first experience in recording the podcast, so I hope it will be amazing, and I'm ready to share all my experience in art.
Perfect. I know we spoke in the last several months, and in our connection, there's always creativity and personal growth, and how creativity, you had your own path coming into it through graphic design, through being an artist as well. But it's always about connecting to yourself. So I really wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about it? How do you see creativity and personal growth connecting and helping people? What's your experience with it like?
I find them really connected because creativity is one of the ways how to grow personally. And for me, actually, my life was connected with design from the university, but I came to art only at the stage when it was a very difficult part of my life, and I became a mother, and I was 24 hours a day with my child. And on one point, I felt that I need something for myself, some source of energy, and this is how I came to drawing with hands, not on computer. It's really important for me. And this is how my journey started. I think that this was exactly how creativity, how drawing influenced on my life. And I started to reveal myself, to express myself through these drawings. So yep.
Amazing. I'm actually really curious. What was it like? So were you stressed out with having your firstborn, and then did you find yourself late at night just scribbling and finding, like, what was that story like and process?
Not late at night, because I had to have a sleep at night. When you have a newborn, you had a big lack of sleep. So I'm scheduled my time when my baby, actually already toddler, started to attend daycare, and I had a couple of hours a day when he was in the preschool and the kindergarten or something like that. I started to draw. I tried to find what I want to draw, because I knew I want this feeling of holding the pencil or marker in my hand and connect to the paper, to the surface, to have some colors and lines. But I didn't know what exactly am I in art. It was I was working on computer before that for several years. So for me, I didn't know who am I as an artist or an illustrator. I was only graphic designer and did something different. So I started to experiment. my first sketches was very random. I tried everything, and then step by step, I found out that okay, I really love vivid colors. I love more simple and abstract shapes and floral motifs, and how these I can connect together. And this step by step, I came up to patterns, which you can see there.
All
And
behind, yeah.
I started to draw patterns.
So this is your work behind, and that we have, yes. And I will put links below so people see. I mean, I feel very inspired when, whenever we have calls. I remember you told me that just make sure like you can grab a pen and a pencil and start drawing. You have this incredible way of not only inspiring but giving a permission in a way that it feels absolutely natural, and it doesn't feel like I'm forcing myself into it. It's just like everyone is allowed to be an artist. I'd love to know what I'm really dying to know is like when you created this works, when you went down that route, what were the effects of your inner journey? Did you feel calm, or did you notice any difference? Something new showed up?
I that time I felt like it gives me energy.
Mm.
So, and it's me time only for myself, because I was always thinking about my baby and what I should do. And these hours, minutes, sometimes were absolutely about myself, my energy, my state, and if I even now when I feel overwhelmed or stressed, I can just meditatively draw something. It's like really like meditation for me. I stop thinking about all these running thoughts in my head and start to draw some strokes and apply some colors, and it's very relaxing. So now I would say it's more about relaxation, but that period of life, it was about getting energy because it charged me, because
Okay.
it has some value and some sense for me. I mean
Mm.
that it was very special.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Yeah. So at the beginning, it resourced you and it gave you energy, and it was a space for you to connect to who you are when you had very little of that, right? And then now these days, it's about relaxing, which is when you relax, you probably gain energy as well. So it is connected. Is that what it's like for your students as well? Do you find like people that you introduce to art making, maybe who haven't made it before, or existing artists or graphic designers who don't use their hand to make art, like what's their journey like?
Yeah, I have different students. Some of them are also graphic designer or architects, so they are connected with design somehow. Maybe they work on computer too a lot. And some of them, for them, art is a hobby, and maybe and almost all of them love crafting or do something with hands because they find that it's very relaxing, it's calming. And I remember that I received some messages for people who worked on offices or in hospitals, kind of stressful work. And they wrote me that coming back to home, I have this sketchbook and markers, and I draw these floral patterns, and I feel like I can find peace in this process. It's a pleasure for the soul, or something like this. So yeah, they describe actually the same things as I had.
Okay, that's incredible. And how did you go from this journey of creating it by yourself at home and like getting energy from this, resourcing yourself, and then having courses and teaching it and taking other people through the same journey? What was the thing in between?
It was totally unpredictable for me. Just one day, not people, companies started to contact me and offer, would you like to, we would like, they wrote me, we would like to film the course with you. What do you think about that? At that time, I already posted on Instagram one picture a day for 2 years, I think, or year and a half. So I had some audience with this posting, and companies asked me. And first, I was frustrated. I was very scary. I have never ever I had never ever thought before of being a teacher, teach somebody. And but something inside me was like, you should do it. Yes, you definitely should try this. So it was very scary. And I prepared a lot for my first course with Domestica, because I also not so confident in English, and all the courses are in English, and I was not confident in front of the camera either. So it was a lot of personal growth to prepare
I
to
bet.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now I'm really very happy. I found that preparing this methodology, this way on how I create patterns, it's very interesting. It's like I don't know. It's like a task for your brain to think. Okay, you draw patterns, but how exactly do you draw? How you can explain well other people how to draw them? And so was very fun to create that course. And after that, I understood that I love to share with our creatives my experience, and it's really very inspiring to see that it helps them, but not in the way that they now know how to draw a pattern. A little bit more. It's about see that they become more confident as people, as artists, as personally, the same as I, because through my experience in art, I feel like I'm more confident now, and I know that other people can reach the same. They can feel happier and feel like they have more sense in life.
Yeah. I mean, you're hitting right home for me here because, working as a creative facilitator and transformational coach, I get people, most of the clients and students come when they're going through major life transitions, transformations, whether it's like a career change or, getting into a new relationship or getting divorced or like up leveling to something else. And I find that creative processes, they do have this multidimensional ability to um, help people relax, to give people energy, to give them more confidence as well, to for them to be witnessed. But we don't necessarily have to go there verbally. The nonverbal part somehow just bypasses all the blockages or critic, or bypasses whatever the defense that they would have in a regular conversation, right? In a regular sort of setting. So it is one of my favorite tools to use, and instruments, that is incredibly easy as well. It's like, maybe it's because there's so much play. I don't know. Do you notice that? Because there's play and exploration, but at the same time, you're sitting with yourself. It is your vision, the way you look at the world. It is your hand that's moving. There's like motor skills are involved, the vision, the presence, the focus. I don't know. It's an incredible tool. What's your insights on that?
As I'm more focused in art, so it definitely has some influence on personal confidence. But anyway, I always talk with students in the area of art. So as I'm not a coach or psychologist, so we talk about art. But anyway, we connect these topics about overcoming some artistic blocks, or perfectionism is super often, yeah, think, or inner critic, and all these things. So what I noticed that it's for my students what helps, that not only creating art, which is super important, but sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
Because when they start to show these artworks to the group, to me, or even on Instagram, for many people it's a huge step and super scary to post their works on Instagram. And so when they start sharing this in the group, with time they also feel more confident because they see that it's safe, that people love what they do. And it's so inspiring when you hear nice words about your art. It inspires you to continue and to create more. And many people, unfortunately, tend to used to notice the bad things and to focus on what they don't like in their artworks. In any sketches, they can post and say, "Oh, it's okay, but I don't like this and that." And I'm always trying to refocus them to, let's find what you like about your art. And if you do this consistently, and if you receive the feedback from other people that I like the colors or the textures, it's fantastic, then you start to love your art more, and somehow you start to love yourself more because you're not judging yourself so much, and you see that you can do really beautiful things. And this connection, it's expression of your soul. So I think the connection is there, that they feel that if my art is beautiful, then maybe I will feel better. It's not that they think like that, but it's something inside them.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely everything is a reflection of our inner world. And when it's translated through shapes and forms, it's just much easier to see and engage with, I would say. For sure. That's beautiful. What an incredible process. So I know you're saying that you're not necessarily a psychologist or a therapist, but I know from our conversations you do touch upon, working with the inner critic, and as you mentioned, perfectionism. And what's your general belief into like this? I'm gonna take you back again, creativity and personal growth, because this is what we're about at Creative Subconscious, and at the same time, I'm a great believer of using creativity and harnessing its benefits in all the areas across the board. I wish more people, more coaches, more therapists would use it. And I know you have dreams as well into expanding. You wanna?
By now I'm more about art, but I have a dream to make it more affordable, because every person is creative. Every person can draw, because there is not. I don't believe that you can say that it's ugly art, because it's beautiful for someone. The same artwork can be ugly for someone and super beautiful for someone else. So in general, I think that everyone can draw, everyone can create, every person is creative. And if you want to create, I would love more people to create, because we have this kind of frames box in our minds that, oh, I have to learn how to draw. If I don't know how to draw, I don't deserve to draw, and so on. But it's the same like walking in nature. If you love walking in nature and it's a meditative process for you, the same with drawing. Just grab a pen, a pencil, anything you have, and start drawing right now when you're listening to this podcast. There's no rules of expressing yourself with colors and lines. You can do anything you want. And my dream is to make it more affordable to people, not only knowing that you can draw, but also maybe to find some supportive community or some place where you can come, and other people can guide and support you. Let's try this and that. I will share with you my experience how to create something like abstraction with colors, or even ceramics or music. It doesn't matter, any type of creative expression. I think this is a excellent way to connect with your inner personality through these hands-on activities, or not only with voice activities, with all these activities.
Amazing. I let's make it happen. I mean, I know you have a monthly online drawing club, right? So people can join there.
Yeah, I created, and actually, I was trying to find a drawing club for myself first when I moved to Spain, and then I I thought, why not to create it by my own? And now I have there are many people from all over the world, and it's a wonderful supportive experience also to connect with them on a monthly meetings. We have some online code drawings where we draw together, and we have meetings where we discuss art related topics too. And you can always share what you're thinking about now, what doubts you have, or maybe you can share some experience and ask for advice. Also, I publish there every week an inspiring video for everyone who want to participate, and we share it in the chat and to give the feedback. So it's very nice. It's very nice way of to connect with other creatives if you don't have maybe friends who are into art or like drawing.
Yeah, the best way, if something is missing, create it yourself. If you want something, that's the best way to go, I think, for sure. So you meet once a month. I mean, I'd love to join. This is a great opportunity to create. And it's, I really also want to be honest. It's, I do work with creativity and creative processes, but it's very different to have a space where I'm held in that creative setting, and I do miss it a lot. And that goes for, I think, everyone in any profession. It's if you work with holding space for people, you need to make sure you have these containers for yourself. You do your own work. Yes, it's that's that, like reaping the gifts of what you're doing. What's your practice like? Do you have a daily creative practice or the weekly? What do you do for yourself?
It depends. A while ago, I had a daily practice. Now, as I'm more focusing on the business part of my work,
Hmm.
and I create all these workshops and drawing club and the courses, and also Instagram. It takes me a lot of time. So now I would say that I draw when I just feel that I need it. It's when I have a low energy, it's the best way for me to connect with myself, to to connect to this source of energy from out there. And also, I draw, of course, for clients and for drawing club to create this inspiring video. And just when I have, I can do it anytime. So it's not, I don't feel like it's a problem for me or I can't find time now, because before that, before I started to draw, when I was a designer, I could thought about I want to draw, but I didn't draw for a month because it was something not accessible. I don't know. It was like a thought. Yeah, I would love to draw, but I didn't draw. And now it's just as easy as grab a cup of tea or something like that.
What do you think was holding you and preventing you from drawing and going there, and what has changed?
I thought that uh, you have to have a talent or something like this,
Mm.
and I thought that I can draw well, and kind of my drawings didn't deserve to to be drawn on this beautiful brand new sketchbook. It sounds silly, but it was the feeling that, oh, what I can draw, it's not good enough. I tried, but then I don't like it, and that's
You
that's the
know,
reason.
it's very inspiring to hear you say that, because this is what I feel as well a lot of the times. But for me, it's with canvas and painting. I have this visions sometimes of just painting, these pictures and canvases, and I find that really just the thought very relaxing. So very much like you, but I never find the time because of work or whatever it is. And every time that we're in touch, I'm always like, I need to paint. Like I definitely need to start. Like this is, and now on this podcast, you're telling me the story,
Mhm.
which is kind of the experience that
Mhm.
I'm having. Um, yeah, and it's a very. I think I'm gonna bring that for the audience and see what you think. So I went to an art school, right, as a when I was growing up, and I trained with like professors from academia and all of that, and it kind of killed the joy, or it made me scared that, oh, art is only taken seriously and it has to be very proper, and it only exists in this sort of parameter. And this is actually the opposite. Like the art that you and I are speaking here about, it's process based, right? It has nothing to do with the stereotype of creating art in the old fashioned way. Am I right?
Yeah, for me, it's the same. When I studied at the university, I also was focused on achieving a perfect image to get this perfect render on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed process, but I was focused and thinking only about the result. And
Okay.
only a few years ago, I understood that actually for me, it's all about process. Yes, it's nice to have a nice picture in the end, but I love the process and it's more important. And when you're focusing on the process, you will achieve the beautiful pictures with time. It's a skill. Nobody can draw whatever they want from the first scratch. You need it's a very simple, the same with like anything on riding on a bicycle. It's a skill. So you need some practice, and then you will be able to draw what you have in your head. And
Yeah.
the first step, I would say it's good if you're thinking often about that you want to draw, put some art materials somewhere you can take it easily, prepare the sketchbook and some markers or whatever you use. Put it somewhere that it will take you a few seconds to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe is also good to connect it with any of your day routine. Uh, the same is we don't think about, oh, I have to clean my teeth. It's just a part of your routine because you're doing it since the childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And with drawing, if you maybe drink cacao or tea in the morning, and if you if you put your sketchbook with art materials somewhere near the table, and they will wait for you there, then you can connect these two things and integrate drawing in your day.
Beautiful. I love the suggestion. So it's consistently doing it. It's just like with anything, with the workout, or with, yeah, as you said, brush teeth. And I certainly make cacao every day almost instead of coffee. But yeah. Um I love how simply you weave it in, because for so many of us, creating art or making it's like a big deal, right? You have to have the markers, you have to put everything together. And so you're suggesting just, you know, take a step ahead and set it all up beforehand so it's all ready and prep. And maybe you have like a station. I did a piece on uh Bliss Station by Joseph Campbell, which talks about, regardless whether you're an artist or writer or whatever it is that you're doing, creating like a little corner or like a space where you can come to on a regular basis consistently and create over and over and over again. And it's um it's something that I think all of us should have. And I want to take a parallel as well into anything in life that we create as a transformational coach. And it's, if you make little steps every day, of find a place where you can connect to yourself, that will give you not only the energy, as you mentioned in your case, but also insights and clarity as to where you are at the moment in life. How are you really doing? It's all about creating that space for yourself, and also reminding ourselves that we're so much more. And this is, when you speak, this is what I hear. It's like we're more than our jobs, we're more than our roles, and it's wonderful to be, to be a friend, a daughter or a son, a mother. It's like a worker, a colleague, and all of those things. But then it's like these are all social layers, right? And what is the space of our essence, like who we are at the core? And do we have the places where we can be that and become that without necessarily having to define it, right? It's like a space where you're not defined. You can sort of play with it in your own form and be like, oh, and that's what awakens, I think, that energy, that creativity, that flow, which is basically a life force. That's what I understand creativity as. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I also have another another simple tip how to connect. Maybe it will help someone who's listening.
Mhm.
Uh, because we often think about art that we need a few hours or half an hour of a day to create something. So we are waiting for a perfect moment to start doing something. But 10 or 15 minutes a day, but daily or several times a week, can change so much. So if you start take the small format of the sketchbook, like I will share the mine was really super
It
small.
is tiny.
So
And
yeah,
the
so
cutest one inside as well.
so you can take anything like this, a little bit bigger maybe, and just start some scribbles daily, like make it 10-15 minutes per yourself, but regularly.
Hmm.
And you will see that real time, and especially if you have a sketchbook, not the random papers, then you see this progress. You have this artifact,
Mhm.
all this put,
A
they
proof, a real living
yeah,
proof.
proof,
Yeah.
yeah, that you really, and you will see it. Try to do it for several weeks or a month. It's a great pleasure then to look through the pages and see, wow, how much I have done, scribbling only for 10-15 minutes a day.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, everything is so digital these days, right? We're doing a lot. We're posting, we're like emails, phone calls, text messages, but it's like we don't necessarily have anything physical. And we are physical beings as well. We live in a physical reality. I mean, these are all real walls, right? It's like, so and again, it reconnects us, and I really do love it. I want to do this for 15 minutes a day, at least for a week, and see what happens. Maybe if I do it, I can put it, like, I need some accountability. I like this is I'm I'm a I love, I work with people. Like I thrive in contact, basically, and being seen and witnessed. So maybe I share it on Instagram. Maybe if somebody who's listening feels inspired to do the same. And if you guys want some accountability, maybe you could also, post and tag Polina, can tag me as well, or just like sit and we'll see it. It's like you're making it. So I'm gonna try it this week. I'm gonna try it from today onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be like, keep myself accountable. I'll be posting, but if anyone feels inspired and wants to join, for sure. I mean, Polina, I started sketching and drawing in my meetings. I was, whenever there's a huge amount of pressure in deadlines, or I'm on a call with the team and it's just a lot, I'm like, guys, I'm here with you, and I'm drawing and I'm doodling. And at school, this was the only way I could remember things, because I could keep focus. I'm so visual. And just having, like, you again, you brought me back into it. It's like, I used to have notebooks full of doodles and maths, and And now I have meetings, and at the end of the meetings, I'll tell to my team, I was like, "Do you want to see what the proof, the artifact of what it looks like, our meeting?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I can sure I have some here. Like for example,
Wow.
this
Wow,
was
so
this is
cool.
our marketing meeting, strategy and so
Wow.
on. Yeah, so
I love it.
yeah, and I look at it and I remember, actually, interestingly enough, I remember what we discussed, a sensation of how I felt, and this is what I do with sort of my students. If we go through a process, let's say we do shadow work, or we do like a deep process, then we painted the essence of the processes there, but it also speaks to you back. Like that's what I love about visual arts, that they reflect us back, whatever it is we need to see, on a non-verbal way, and even though we don't understand it, it will still continue to impact us. Just very much the way when I'm looking at you right now, right? I'm noticing like the picture behind you really speaks to me, the one on the side as well. Like I'm having these conversations. We're nonverbal creatures anyway, right? And your blouse, it's just like it's in constant dialogue, and it's impacting us. And and again, I know you and I spoke about it, but it's having connection, to yourself, to the world, staying connected, and your life will be different. It really enriches at a whole, you know, different level.
Yeah.
You're like, yes. um, so I also I want to ask you as well, what are the common challenges? I took my notes today as well, so I'm just going to read it out. What are some common challenges that your students face, and how do you help them to overcome?
uh, it's perfectionism and comparing to others, and sometimes people can find their own artistic style because they say, oh, I love so many things, I don't know, I want my artistic style, but I don't know what it is, because I love everything. And sometimes also it's hard to share because they're afraid of being judged by others. But I think that perfectionism is the leader of everything. When people try to do everything perfectly, and it blocks them so hard that some of them even don't try to try do anything because they are afraid of making mistakes, making something not good enough, and this is why they don't create, but they have these thoughts of creating.
Mhm.
And
Great.
and for this, mini practices help when you draw something, focus on the process. But it depends. Anyway, supporting community can really help a lot, because when you're alone and maybe you even dare to create something, but you can be so strict to yourself. This inner critic can be so strong that you will not try to do something again. And when you receive a um, kind comments, anything from others, it can inspire you to try more and to look at your art from another angle, and to notice, okay, maybe I think it's ugly, but if this person they say me that it's beautiful and they like this, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I will try again.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. What do they normally say? What's your feedback like afterwards? What is the most common thing that people are like, oh my God, now I am.
Many people come back to drawing. They wrote me that, I was a very creative child, or I love to create when I was younger, but then work,
Mhm.
family life, and I stopped drawing, but I wanted to. And after taking some of my courses and or joining the drawing club community, they reconnect with this creative part of them. So yeah,
Amazing.
And also for everyone who is listening, if you feel that you have a strong inner critic and you judge your how you draw, I will be happy to share with you the recording of my workshop. It's Hey Inner Critic workshop.
Amazing.
So if you want to watch it, just send me in direct message, maybe creative subconscious word.
I will, yeah, I will send them your way for sure. This is what a generous gift. Thank you so much. I want to take it too. Can I get it soon?
I'm sure you know it because you definitely know how to work with inner critics. But yeah, of course,
It's
you're welcome.
true. It's true, but everyone has a different way to approach it. And I don't think it's something that you do it once and you're done. because
Yeah.
because we change all the time, we evolve, and my inner critic today is different than my inner critic, let's say 2-3 years ago or even 5 years ago, and it's just like because I've changed, and that's why it's fun to use different techniques, and guys, for those listening, creativity for sure, and different teachers, and revisit things and revisit parts of yourself. Maybe you'll access a different layer, maybe you'll see something else. I mean, this whole thing is it's a lifestyle, right? It's a practice. It's coming back to what wants to be seen today, what wants to be accessed, what's allowed to be seen. Yeah, this is really exciting. I mean, I'm really thrilled to learn so much, to learn more about yourself. Is there anything you want to share? Is there anything you want the audience to know, or something that we missed?
Um, Maybe if you're looking for your artistic style or want to discover your creative voice, you're also very welcome to join my course, which is about creative voice and discovering your artistic style. And there it's 6-week course where I personally or in the group will guide you and help you. It's more about self-reflection
Mhm.
and understanding what your personality is about, how your passions connect with art and creativity, and how you can express it, what elements of art you can use. So it's my favorite course of
Amazing.
mine,
Yeah.
and I will be very happy to see
When
any.
when does it start? Sounds incredible.
It starts in the end of April, 29th of April. It's
29th of
my
April.
birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay. Mine is 22nd.
Yeah.
We're April
Oh,
girls.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
nice.
So 29th, so you're starting the course on your birthday. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
celebrating and giving the gift to us. Um, and it's a 6 weeks course. Amazing. And then what those who are listening and they passed the 29th of April, can they come and find you elsewhere? Can they access it elsewhere, a recording or something?
Uh, on my
Yep.
Instagram account, there is a link, or contact me via DM, and I can send everything on your email if you send me your
Yeah.
email.
What's
So,
your
yeah.
Instagram handle for those who don't know? I'll link it up, but just in case.
Okay, it's Osho Patterns, OSH U,
Yeah.
U, U, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
patterns. Like, yeah, and I think it will be easy to follow
Yeah.
the link if
I'll
there is
definitely
one.
link it up. But yeah, Osho Patterns, amazing. And then they can get all the links from there or write to you directly. Yeah, I mean, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. And I definitely, I like the energy and how easy and light it is to be in your container.
So I think that the most important thing I would like people to
Mm-hmm.
hear today is if you want to draw, but for some reason you do it, I want you to believe in yourself and know that you can draw. You really can draw, and you don't need a permission for another artist or a teacher who will say that yes, your drawings are beautiful. Just believe yourself, trust your feelings. If you want it, take anything you have at home now. It may be an old lipstick or anything, and just dive into these colors and textures and enjoy the process.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. Can I have this as a reminder every day, please?
Yes, of course. It was a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you so much for inviting.
Likewise. Thank you so much, Polina. Until soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.